What if the most powerful move is to say absolutely nothing? No warning, no dramatic goodbye, no desperate message hoping she'll understand. Just silence, just absence, just gone. You don't need closure from someone who caused the wound. You don't need validation from the one who broke the mirror and blamed the reflection. See, most men are taught to chase, to fix, to explain, to sit in emotional court and plead their worth. But what if that's the trap? What if explaining yourself to someone who already walked away is just another form of self-betrayal? She left. Maybe she cheated. Maybe she slowly disconnected while pretending nothing changed. Maybe she used you until your usefulness expired. And now you're sitting in the wreckage, heart shredded, ego gutted, wondering what you did wrong. But here's the uncomfortable truth. You made her your center. You let your peace depend on her presence. And in doing so, you gave her the power to destroy you. This isn't about bitterness. It's not about hate. It's about seeing clearly. It's about understanding that the moment you stop arguing, stop pleading, stop showing up to a dead conversation, that's the moment you take back control. She doesn't need to know why you disappeared. She doesn't deserve the gift of your pain. You don't owe her a front row seat to your healing. You think silence is weakness? Nah. Silence is strategy. Silence is strength. Silence makes people confront themselves. When you go quiet, she's forced to hear her own choices echoing back at her. You see, men who understand this don't move emotionally. They move tactically. They don't cry for attention. They disappear and build in the dark. This is the essence of dark masculine strategy, rooted in Stoicism, hardened by betrayal. It's not about reacting, it's about recalibrating, and then vanishing like smoke. She expects a meltdown. She expects rage. What she doesn't expect is peace. Cold, calm, ruthless peace. So if you're sitting there broken, questioning your worth, understand this: heartbreak isn't the end. It's the beginning of who you were meant to become. You just needed the pain to push you there. If you're ready to stop asking why, if you're ready to let the silence speak louder than your words ever could, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I release what I cannot control. Now let's begin. Number 1, the silent shift. You don't need to tell her you've changed. You don't need to announce your growth. Real transformation doesn't come with fireworks. It comes with silence. And in that silence, a storm is building. A calm, focused storm. You don't argue. You don't beg. You don't send another "we need to talk" text. You vanish from her world, not to punish her, but to return to yours. See, most men crumble in the face of rejection. They react, they plead, they go on social media trying to show her what she's missing. But let me tell you something. Every time you react, every time you try to pull her back in, you give away your power, and she can feel it. But the man who goes quiet, the man who doesn't flinch, the man who doesn't play her game, he becomes a mystery, and mystery creates value. That's the silent shift, the moment you stop chasing, stop explaining, and start rebuilding from the inside out. You stop showing up where you're not invited. You stop checking her story. You stop rereading old texts like they hold some hidden meaning. That version of you, he dies here. He served his purpose. He taught you the pain. Now let him go. You start waking up earlier, not for her, for you. You train like you're preparing for war. You dive into your purpose with a vengeance. You disappear from distractions and reappear in your mission. You become obsessed, not with proving your worth to someone who couldn't see it, but with becoming a man who doesn't need to be seen. This isn't revenge. This is resurrection. She expects you to spiral. She expects you to fold. But you don't give her what she's used to. You give her distance. You give her silence. You give her the cold, hard reality that she no longer has access to the man she once had on a leash. And here's what makes it powerful. You don't post about it. You don't broadcast it. You just live it. In the gym, in your business, in your peace, in your purpose. That's how you become untouchable. That's how you start to feel that shift from emotional chaos to unshakable control. Because real men don't make noise when they level up. They disappear. If you're done performing for people who don't value you, if you're ready to shift in silence and let your absence speak volumes, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I move in silence, not desperation. Number 2, remove the audience. Every performance ends when the audience leaves. But here's the twist. Sometimes you're the one who needs to leave. The hardest part about detachment isn't walking away from her. It's walking away from the need to be seen, to be validated, to be understood. You've been bleeding in front of people who don't even care that you're hurt. That stops now. Remove the audience. You're not healing to prove a point. You're not leveling up so she can watch. That mindset still ties your progress to her attention. And that's weakness disguised as ambition. She doesn't need to see you win. In fact, it's better if she doesn't. Your power multiplies in the dark. Stoicism teaches one brutal truth. External validation is a trap. The moment you need her to notice your glow up, you're still in chains. You're still performing. True detachment is deleting the need to be seen at all. You grow for you. You vanish, not to make her miss you, but because you've outgrown the version of yourself that waited for her applause. No more Instagram stories hoping she'll look. No more playlists that make you feel something. No more friends asking, "Have you talked to her?" You cut it off, all of it. You silence the noise. You disappear, not as an act of revenge, but as a declaration of independence. Let her wonder. Let her assume. Let her tell herself whatever story she needs to sleep at night. You're not in the business of correcting her anymore. She lost access. She lost the front row seat to your life. And when you remove the audience, you remove the pressure. You stop performing. You start living. And here's the secret. When you're no longer performing, you become unpredictable. And unpredictability is power. If you're done seeking validation from people who walked away, if you're ready to vanish from the stage and evolve in silence, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I owe no one my presence. Number 3, pain is the catalyst. Pain isn't the problem. Pain is the portal. Every strong man you've ever respected, every legend, every savage, every stoic, was forged in fire, not comfort, not love, pain. But here's the catch. Most men waste their pain chasing what broke them. They bleed energy trying to fix the past instead of fueling the future. Not you. Not anymore. She hurt you. Maybe she left without warning. Maybe she moved on like you never existed. Maybe she made you question your entire worth. And for a while that pain had you paralyzed. But pain can do two things. It can bury you, or it can break you open. The choice is yours. This is where the dark masculine strategy kicks in. You don't deny the pain. You don't numb it with distractions, women, or fake healing. You feel it, all of it. Then you use it. Every tear becomes a representative. Every sleepless night becomes a strategy session. Every memory becomes a lesson. You stop asking why she did it, and you start asking who you need to become so it never happens again. That's how a man evolves. Not by suppressing the pain, but by alchemizing it, turning heartbreak into discipline, loneliness into laser focus, rejection into relentless ambition. Pain isn't the end of your story. It's the ignition switch. It's the fuel that burns the old version of you to ash and leaves nothing but the raw, sharpened core. This is your rebirth. And like all rebirths, it hurts. Good. Let it. That means it's working. If you're tired of being a prisoner to your pain, if you're ready to let it sharpen you into something unrecognizable, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I turn pain into power. Number 4. Control is internal. She never had control over you. Read that again. She never had control. You gave it to her. Every time you over-explained, every time you waited by your phone, every time you twisted yourself into knots to keep her interested, you handed her pieces of your power, willingly, quietly, repeatedly. But here's the shift. Power given can be taken back. Control is never out there. It's always internal. Stoicism teaches that the only true power a man has is over his mind, his choices, his discipline, his reactions. You don't control her loyalty. You don't control her love. You don't even control if she regrets losing you. But you do control how you respond when she's gone. This is where men separate. Boys lash out. They text. They stalk. They spiral. Men step back. They breathe. They evaluate. They refocus. Because they understand that the world can't shake you if you don't let it in. You don't get played when you're not playing the game. So you stop reacting to the unread messages. You stop wondering who she's with. You stop checking timestamps like a detective starving for clues. That energy, that focus, you reclaim it. You channel it into your mind, into your mission, into mastering yourself so deeply that nothing external moves you off course. Control isn't loud. Control isn't dramatic. It's quiet. It's ruthless. It's sitting in chaos and choosing stillness. It's watching the fire burn and walking away without a word. Because you know you control the only thing that matters, you. If you're done giving people remote access to your emotions, if you're ready to take your power back and guard it with everything you've got, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I control my response, not their actions. Number 5. The mirror is broken. She didn't love you. She loved the version of you that needed her. The man who was always available, always emotionally open, always seeking her approval. You thought being vulnerable would make her stay, but here's the truth. Neediness kills attraction. Every single time. When a man puts a woman on a pedestal, she starts looking down. You became her emotional mirror. You reflected her moods, her energy, her distance, and in doing that, you lost your center. You became reactive, shaped by her attention, her validation, her presence. But here's where it flips. The mirror is broken now. That version of you is dead. You no longer reflect her. You project you. The man who rises from this doesn't need her love to feel whole. He doesn't need her compliments to feel confident. He doesn't mold himself to win her back. He becomes a force so grounded in himself that she no longer knows how to reach him. She can't trigger him. She can't read him. She can't control him. And that confusion, that's where the regret begins. You stop being predictable. You stop being available. And she starts wondering, did I ever really know him at all? That's what happens when you break the mirror. When you detach from her approval. When you stop trying to be the man she liked and start becoming the man she could never understand. Let her remember the man who needed her. You become the man who doesn't. If you're done reflecting the person who left you behind, if you're ready to rebuild without the mask, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I no longer reflect. I project. Number 6. Starve the chaos. She thrives on chaos. Attention, reaction, emotional spikes. That late-night text to check on you? That's not care. It's control. It's her way of making sure she still has access to your emotions. She wants to know she can still shake you, still distract you, still pull you back in when you start slipping away. Don't take the bait. Silence is your weapon now. You don't argue. You don't ask why. You don't give her the emotional fireworks she's used to. You let her scream into silence, because when you refuse to react, you take away her power. Drama needs an audience. Without one, it dies fast. And this isn't just about her, it's about you. Every time you respond, you reinforce the bond. You feed the illusion that there's still something there. But when you starve the chaos, you break that pattern. You kill the cycle. You start breathing again. You're not being cold, you're being calculated. You're protecting your peace like a fortress. That means not answering the "I miss you" texts. That means deleting the messages you wrote but never sent. That means choosing inner calm over outer validation. Every single time. This is what Stoicism looks like in real time. No emotion, no need to explain, no reaction, just unshakable calm. And that calm, it terrifies her, because she no longer knows how to reach you. And when a woman loses control of your emotions, she starts losing control of the story she told herself about you. Let her chaos eat itself. You don't have to burn the bridge, just stop walking toward it. If you're done being baited into emotional traps, if you're ready to starve the chaos and protect your peace, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications and comment below. I don't feed what I want to forget. Number 7, build in the dark. The world doesn't need to see your comeback. Not yet. Not her, not your friends, not your followers. The next version of you gets built in the shadows, alone, quiet, locked in. Because real growth doesn't happen when people are watching. It happens when no one gives a damn that you're hurting. And you get to work anyway. She might think you're broken. She might assume you're still stuck. Let her. That illusion gives you time. Time to train. Time to learn. Time to elevate in complete silence. No likes, no applause, no validation. Just sweat, solitude, and self-mastery. Most men want to heal in public. They want the world to know they're doing better. But when you build in public, you're still performing. You're still tied to the perception. But when you build in the dark, you're not seeking approval. You're becoming dangerous. You go dark online. You disappear from her radar. No updates, no cryptic quotes, no fake confidence. Because your confidence won't come from how you look. It'll come from who you become. She won't hear from you, but she'll start to feel your absence differently. It'll go from, "He must be hurting," to, "He's not even thinking about me." That shift, that's the sting. Because when a man starts building in silence, it means he's not trying to get her back. He's already gone. So get in the gym. Get in your business. Get in your discipline. Stack your wins in private. Because the man who builds in the dark walks into the light untouchable. If you're done performing your healing, if you're ready to evolve without an audience, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I build in silence. I rise in power. Number 8. She will watch. Make no mistake, she will watch. Not at first. Not when she thinks you're broken. But once the silence stretches, once your name stops showing up in her feed, once the attention she was used to disappears, curiosity creeps in. And trust this, curiosity is more brutal than closure. She'll check your profile. She'll ask mutual friends how you've been. She'll scroll through old texts trying to spot the moment you flipped. Because silence isn't just the absence of noise, it's the presence of mystery. And mystery breeds obsession. See, when you went silent, she thought it was temporary. She thought you'd cave, that you'd come back like you always did. But this time's different. You're not just silent, you've evolved. And that evolution is invisible. It's not a new haircut. It's not a flashy post. It's the kind of change that can't be seen, only felt. That's what haunts her. She won't admit it. She won't message you, not yet. But she'll stalk in silence. She'll watch your glow from the shadows because her ego won't let her say, "I miss him." But deep down, she'll feel the difference. You've moved on in a way she can't follow because the man you're becoming isn't chasing breadcrumbs anymore. And here's the twist. By the time she wants to reconnect, it won't matter. Because the man she's watching now no longer watches her back. If you're done waiting to be noticed, if you're ready to become the man she has to watch in silence, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. Let them watch. I'm not coming back. Number 9. The return without return. One day you'll cross paths, maybe in person, maybe online, maybe by accident. She'll see you, and for a second she'll expect the old version of you. The one who hesitated, who needed closure, who still looked at her like she was everything. But that man doesn't exist anymore. This is the return without return. You're not coming back, not mentally, not emotionally, not spiritually. You're just passing through, quiet, composed, focused. And the silence in that moment will say everything. I'm not yours to access anymore. You don't flex, you don't smirk, you don't try to make her jealous. That's low-level energy. That's still tied to ego. The real win is when you don't even need her to know you won, because you already did, by walking away and never looking back. She'll feel the gap, not just in distance, but in energy. She'll feel the wall, the emotional detachment, the unshakable stillness. That's when regret creeps in, not when you're trying to prove something, but when you prove nothing. And if she speaks, keep it brief, polite, direct her. No spark, no lingering eye contact. You give her the same emotional presence she gave you when she walked away. None. That's not revenge. That's self-respect. Because you don't return to someone who had the chance to love you and chose not to. If you're done seeking reconnection, if you're ready to walk by without flinching, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I return only to myself. Number 10. The Stoic King. A man ruled by emotion is easy to predict, easy to manipulate, easy to break. But a man ruled by principle, by inner code, not external chaos, is untouchable. That's the Stoic King. And that's who you become when you stop letting people's choices dictate your value. She left? Let her. She regrets it? That's hers to carry. You don't react. You don't chase. You don't fold. You rise. Because the Stoic King isn't loud. He doesn't need to prove anything. His strength is in restraint. His power is in his peace. He moves with calm certainty, even through storms. He chooses silence over arguments, distance over drama, purpose over pain. You've been tested, torn, betrayed, and you survived. Not by pretending you weren't hurt, but by refusing to be controlled by it. That's the difference. Anyone can act strong. Few can be strong, especially when it's quiet, especially when it's lonely, especially when there's no audience to clap. The Stoic King builds his kingdom in the dark, brick by brick, word by word, habit by habit. And when he emerges, he doesn't seek revenge. He doesn't seek attention. He seeks nothing, because he is everything. You don't go back. You don't explain. You don't justify your glow-up. You embody it. She'll feel it. The world will notice. But none of that matters, because you're no longer moved by being seen. You're moved by being solid. This is the final form. The man who doesn't chase, doesn't beg, and doesn't break. He rules himself. If you're done being led by emotion, if you're ready to step into the throne of discipline and self-mastery, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I rule myself. I answer to no one. You don't need revenge. You don't need closure. You don't even need her to regret it. What you need, what you've always needed, is you, fully, focused, unapologetic, grounded. This isn't about getting her back. It's about never losing yourself again. The silence, the detachment, the discipline, they're not tactics. They're a way of life. A Stoic man doesn't just walk away, he ascends. He leaves not to escape the pain, but because he knows what's waiting on the other side: clarity, purpose, and power. Let her wonder. Let her miss you. Let her drown in the space you used to fill. That's not your business anymore. You've got a kingdom to build, a mission to own, a future to protect. So from this point forward, no warning, no explanation. Just disappear and become so focused, so unshakable, so dangerous, they'll wish they never lost access. If this message hit you where it needed to, if you're ready to walk away from everything that no longer serves your evolution, like this video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I walk alone, but never empty. This is Stoic Blessing. I'll see you at the top.